trying to figure out how to adjust my free speech so that I'm allowed to say it. Trying to figure out what's causing the censorship. So if we adjust titles and adjust, presentation, it's fucking frustrating. Hanukkah song, taken down. I mean, it's just nuts. It's nuts how. I mean, you kind of knew that with the Hanukkah song. But it's crazy. It's just crazy. So what do we do here? What do we do? Do we just have fun and play some music, or do we try to look into some shit? I'm in a inquisitive mode today. Inquisitive mood. Mode. And I'm just more. Let's talk about Jesus. We had already talked about how Jesus was a first century Jewish preacher and religious leader. How's it going, man? What did you think about that chick in Minnesota? Were you guys wondering what I was talking about yesterday when I said something? Because now it's national news. You guys, it's fucking crazy. Have you seen the video? Why did they even stop her to begin with? These aren't, like I said yesterday, these aren't policemen. As little training as policemen get, I don't think ICE gets any, even that much. But I asked you yesterday, and same question I've asked you for years. Do you actually know anybody that's an ICE agent? Do you know anybody that when the fit hits the shan, they don the black on black body armor and shields and all that, and then go beat the shit out of peaceful protesters? Do you know anybody like that? Who are those people? I'd be willing to bet the ICE agent was an Israeli. And if not an Israeli, fucking had Israeli training. Because Israel trains ICE. But who are these people? I see the commercials for it sometimes. Like, have you seen the commercial? Join ICE.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. They're just running commercials during, white trash TV shit. Who are they trying to get? Yeah, white people, anytime they feel like being assholes and it's a person of color, they'll be like, ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. The arrogance of white people to act like this is their country. And they have a historical right to this land. But hell, if you want to get really distracted, you'll start talking about how the Grand Canyon and all that is actually Egypt. There's plenty of evidence to show that shit. Well, evidence is a strange word. Depends on what you think evidence is. Look at that shit.
Still all swollen.
Yep.
You can move it a little more, it looks like, more than last night.
Not really. That's about it. It may be like a touch better, I guess. Oh.
Lemon and geranium on it. Imagine it takes a minute to break down those crystals that are in there.
What's weird is For me being such a fucking drug addict. The other day, I took some Tylenol, and I actually felt it.
Ugh.
Like, it wasn't bad. It was just like, I was laying there, and I sort of felt it, sort of, like, the pains of the day and all that shit, like, all of it, just, and I went to sleep.
Did you feel your liver and your pancreas and your kidneys going, oh? Did you feel that too?
They don't do that.
They do.
No, they don't.
When you put poison in them, they do.
Mine don't. Mine go yowie, 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 yowie. So, your little weird ass noise, no. Look at all that. Whoosh. Just such a waste. And then that little bit comes out. Waste. We did we had done the whole thing with Jesus and his lineage to the line of David, the Davidians. But a typical Jew in Jesus' time had only one name. We read this, sometimes followed by a patronymic phrase of the form of son of, father's name, or person's hometown. Is that why so many of them are like Goldmans and you know what I mean? Like, thus the New Testament, Jesus of Nazareth, is commonly referred to, or Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus' neighbors in Nazareth referred to him as the carpenter, the son of Mary, and the brother of James and Joseph. Joseph? Joseph? And Judas and Simon. Can you imagine if that's how things were? If I was like, hey, Jesus the carpenter, son of Mary and brother of James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon. You were like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, what do you want to do today? And you're like, I don't know. And you're like, come on, Jesus, son of Mary, brother of James, Joseph, and Judas, and Simon. Maybe you want to get something to eat? I don't know. Well, hey, me and Jesus the carpenter, the son of Mary and brother of James, Joseph, and Judas, and Simon, we're going to go get a movie. Like, it's ridiculous. Here I come to get my tea. Looks like it's just us today, Algo. Because that's how the interwebs work. Your previous numbers just don't matter. Woo! Nope. Now it's not even Algo. Now we don't even have an Algo here. Oh. Some early Christian groups had separate descriptions of Jesus' life and teachings that are not in the New Testament. These include the Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Peter, Gospel of Judas, and Apocryphon of James, and many other apocryphal writings. Most scholars conclude that these were written much later and are less reliable accounts than the canonical Gospels. I mean, it's like it's kind of silly, right? You know, like sort of on the surface when you just sort of look at it, or you get that sort of basic version of things. You go, no, there's lots of writings about Jesus. And you go, oh, really? Lots of writings, huh? Yeah, there's like 5. And when you really like step back and you think about it and you go, well, is it possible, humor me, that the people who gave us the Jesus book, the Jesus narrative, were able to break it down into a handful of different stories or accounts or whatever? Do you think that's possible? Do you think at some point they would be like, you know, hey, we can't just get by on this one story. Maybe we should make one or more. We should make a couple of them. I mean, there's a huge difference between you and I in that I really don't think we have much of an accurate history that goes back. I would say pre-1800s, but I think it's later than that. And one of my prime examples is the Pentagon. The Pentagon was supposed from September 11th, 1941. The attacks were the 60th anniversary exactly. September 11, 1941 to January 20-something of 1943. That's roughly 14 months. It's like 14 and a half months if you include all of the planning for it, including the site selection, which occurred 9 days beforehand, and all of the permits and all of the designing and all that shit. It was all about a 2-week process. That's where we got the most. Like, I'd be willing to say that the Pentagon is probably one of the most impressive buildings in the world. It's not played up in that regard. And if you're a Tartaria person, you know what? I'm just gonna. Oh well, I guess we got 2, so let's see what happens. Can you guys even hear me? I don't even know if you guys can hear me. I would assume Aldo would have said something if you couldn't, so. My stomach doesn't feel good. We'll get our tamer. And we'll put it on the STOMACH and see how that works out. Smells like licorice. You would not think rubbing a roller ball on your stomach would actually take away a stomach ache, but it do be doing it. Alright, so we're gonna have to reset here because this is stupid. 15 minutes later and I have no viewers, so reset.